What's good, sports fans? This is your guy, Tone the Shields II from Chalk It Up Sports Philly, where no matter we win or if we lose, we just got to charge it to the game. The Philadelphia 76ers faced off with the Los Angeles Lakers tonight, and they cruised past them for a 105-87 victory. Now, granted, the LeBron-less Lakers were without their superstar LeBron James, and then Anthony Davis came in, did his thing, putting up 31 points on 14 to 20, 21 shooting from the field. Russell Westbrook tried to do his thing, 9 for 15 from the field, putting up 20 points, but it didn't come without his mishaps. Russell Westbrook had 6 turnovers. Anthony Davis had 3 turnovers. Malik Monk had 3 turnovers. The Lakers just looked lost at times without Anthony Davis all in all, and they just kept turning the ball over. But on top of that, the Philadelphia 76ers played amazing defense. Matisse Thybulle, my man, had I want to say he had 4 steals in this game. He had Russell Westbrook just locked up in all different parts of the game, made him extremely uncomfortable. But Joel Embiid had a slight off night, didn't put up 30 points, but he did go 9 for 20 from the field, giving you 26 points. Tobias Harris gave you 23 points. Tyrese Maxey gave you 14 points. They all three of them combined for 63 points total. Now, here's the great thing about this game. Tyrese Maxey had the highest plus minus on the team with the plus 27, meaning that when he was on the court, everything was just flowing smoothly. The offense was just, he had everything on a string and everything was just comfortable for everyone. And then Joel Embiid a plus 21. Obviously, when he's on the court, he's putting up points doing his thing. And Tobias Harris, he was a -1 on the court. That doesn't tell the whole story, but there were moments where the Los Angeles Lakers started to get more in rhythm, started to put up more points when he was on the court, but he did counteract that with his 23 points. On top of that, Korkmaz gave you 6 points. Niang gave you 14 points off the bench. Danny Green came in with timely threes, giving you 9 points off the bench. So overall, the Philadelphia 76ers played a very good game. They pretty much dominated the game in the second half. And again, the Lakers just looked lost without Anthony Davis. There was a moment where Anthony Davis had to leave the game, and that was when the Philadelphia 76ers started to take over. But Anthony Davis is on a minutes restriction, but he did play 31 minutes tonight. So, he's starting to get back to form as well. Russell Westbrook, he's not really been in the highest favor or the best of favor when it comes to the media, when it comes to just people overall criticizing his game. And there are moments where he plays too fast. There are moments where he plays too much ahead of his own offense. There are moments where he just seems to make overzealous plays. And it's a shame because Russell Westbrook is such a dominant player, such a dominant athlete. And I feel like at times he allows the opponent to force him to do things he's not comfortable with, like shooting from deep and, just trying to shoot threes. And that's really not his game. Russell Westbrook is at his best when he's driving to the basket, being aggressive, forcing the issue. And that's what he needs to do. He shot well from the field, but he turned the ball over 5 times, and you can't do that. That's the issue. And turnovers usually come where you're being careless with the ball, you're forcing things, you're not being fully aware of your surroundings, or just someone's playing great defense on you. And Matisse Thybulle was doing just that. So that begs the question: is Russell Westbrook, losing a step? I don't know, but this Los Angeles Lakers team now, they're 24-25. They're under 500. And the Philadelphia 76ers, they're 10 games over 500. So my Sixers are trending in the right direction. The Lakers, not so much. And again, they were without LeBron. He had a sore knee. I'm pretty sure if LeBron was in the game, it would have been much more competitive. But Joel Embiid pretty much dominated his opponents. He had a hard time on defense again. Last game against the Pelicans, he allowed Hernangomez to drop over 20 points in that first half, and he allowed Anthony Davis to pretty much get whatever he wants. So I don't know what's going on with Joel Embiid on defense. He does get timely blocks, don't get it twisted, but there are times where it just seems like he's taking the day off on defense, allowing his opponent to do their thing. I guess hoping for the best. But I would like Joel Embiid to tighten up on defense. I would like him to be a little bit more dominant in that regard. Again, he does have timely blocks and timely steals, and he had an amazing game distributing the ball. He had 9 rebounds, 7 assists, 1 steal, 2 blocks. He had 4 turnovers as well, but it comes with the territory when you're ball dominant. And the same goes for Russell Westbrook. You know, when you're ball dominant, you tend to turn the ball over more, but some of his turnovers are just ill-advised, and some of them are just him making poor decisions. And Matisse Thybulle was just clamping him tonight. Sometimes that's just the luck of the draw. But overall, I'm pleased with the way my Sixers performed. They dominated the game. They beat the Lakers by 18 points. There was a moment where they were up by 20 or 22 points. But pretty much in the fourth quarter, the game was pretty much all but decided. The Sixers just had to close it out. But I'm really curious to see how the Lakers turn things around. The Lakers right now are not really in the best situation in their conference. I believe the Lakers right now, if I'm not mistaken, I just want to make sure I'm understanding this right. I'm not exactly sure where they are in their standings, but right now, all right, here we go right here. So the Lakers are right now the ninth seed in the NBA. So if the playoffs started today, they wouldn't make the playoffs at all. They would qualify for the play-in tournament, but obviously that's not what they want to do. They want to go in a little bit more well rested for the playoffs if they get in. But you know, both LA teams right now aren't really looking too good. Clippers had a crazy victory, but both LA teams are 500 or a game below 500. And that's really interesting because last year those were two of the top teams in the NBA. Not the best of teams, but two of the top teams. And they both made the playoffs. And both of those teams are, borderline playoff contenders. So, we'll see we'll see what happens with those guys. But the Sixers are the fifth seed right now, and it's really tight in the East. The Miami Heat, they're 31-17. Chicago has 30 wins. Cleveland has 30 wins, which is a surprise. Cleveland's playing very well right now. Brooklyn has 29 wins. The Sixers have 29 wins. Milwaukee has 30 wins. Charlotte has 27 wins. It's really tight. But those top 6 seeds right now, they're all about a game or two within each other. So it's going to be really interesting to see how things pan out. Joel Embiid is playing like an MVP candidate. Tobias Harris has to keep up pace, by averaging 20 points or more. Tyrese Maxey is starting to come into his own. And I can't wait until Steph Curry gets back. And it's straight like that, you guys. I'm your humble host, Tone DeShields II from Chalked Up Sports Philly, where no matter if we win or if we lose, we just got charges to the game. One love, stay humble, stay healthy, and most importantly, stay hungry.